18 plus, or more. Those are just kids that don't listen. I'm gonna do a kind of a new thing I'm trying out now. Is a kind of talk over what we're gonna be doing, and it's there's an event we're doing in the very next week. Next week we're having a big event that's going down called the Big Race. We are doing the truck series with there's going to be a big series that's going to go off, so definitely a thing to be watching the most. I'm here today with Harvick, then the number 9 machine of the Napa Know-How, but, we're doing some laps and we'll talk, answer some really good questions. So Harvick, how is it going to feel to be doing this race? And how do you think your chances are going to be in here?
That way you get the number wrong, by the way.
Was it number 9? No, it was 24. God bless America. Okay, number 24. He's in the number 24 machine, not the number 9. My bad. The Napa Know-How 24 machine. So how do you think your chances are coming in so far?
My brother's on the phone. Give me a second.
Oh boy.
Yes, Michael. Hey, I have to go to Melissa to get my phone charger.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the inconvenience right now. Give me 1 sec. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be doing a podcast on real quick. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're kind of doing a little short podcast real quick, telling you what's going big and what's going down at the big little speed dome this week. Or next week. It seems like I'm the number 3 machine, of course. My chances on thinking of winning this is a very slim and none chance. Rules are going to be balanced the same, so it's all coming down to who gets that perfect run at the end of the day. Most of us would go like, oh, it's nothing big, and yet this is big enough because, well, there's enough competition to show a horse. There is 3 types of cars we're doing this year. The first car is the trucks. The next one is called the Crew Cola. That's the Crew Cola series now. That would be a truck or NASCAR touring series like style, but the just better way looking at it. Up next will be, and then after that will be the Indy series. So for simple to start it with, I will go down the list and how this will be looking for y'all. We're going to every track, or some of the tracks in the Crew too. Now I know it's not easy for remembering that because of that list going down. Well, we start on track number 1 and then we end in series number 2. So I'll teach you by speed now. We go to Little Eagle first. That's the very first track we ever start at. That's the first track we'll ever do in the series. And then we move down to Mazda. The Mazda Raceway Le Conscale. I hope I didn't mispronounce that. And then after that, we hit up all the way to New York for the hardest races I think it is. Or it's actually not going to be hard. Long Island Speed Dome. This is the 3rd one in the series. This is going to be a challenge of a track. It's not so much of a... It's like kind of a... What should put it as? Forget it. And then we move down into our series and we hit to... Well, you guessed it. San Francisco. San Francisco is the next track we hit. That's going to be a more challenging track. Every track we do has to be from the outside line. So this whole track goes all the way like a mess. I know you might go thinking, oh well, that's a big mess. Trust me, it is on the list I'm putting down. Then after that week we'll be ending up. We'll hit down to we hit New York, or Detroit, or whatever this one's called. New Jersey racetrack. This is the next one that we'll be hitting. It's kind of a more challenging track. Sharper turn, kind of hard on the turn brake and all this other stuff, but you just can't deal with it. We've raced at all these tracks, but they're extremely hard to remember. Up next, I would call this the longest race in the game, really. I introduce you to Las Vegas. Las Vegas, the Golden Hill Racetrack. This one, I will make sure, this one will be the hardest track we will know. Everything we do will be an outside line. Of course, we're going to get a week or a couple weeks off of this, so we'll learn a couple of weeks, like, we know week 1 won't be hard, week 2 won't be hard, and so on and so on. Then, when we finish it up, we'll go down to Miami for the final. This is the start of, or this is the finale to getting all our points, and it's really hard to remember all these, but just to forewarn you, when we do this, we're all kind of work with each other. We're trying not to wreck each other as much, but we're learning that down the line. My bad. But yes, this is kind of a more challenging track, to say the least, because it goes in, you gotta go behind the stands, go in front of the stands. Yeah. And then we start on the finale, the Grand Slam Hamma Jamma. And I tell you this, we haven't gotten to that far yet, but I can give you a little bit of a sneak peek, or, well, now I'm going to tell you about it. We're doing all the New York tracks one lap. Or actually, it's the New Jersey Speed Dome, or the New Jersey Speed Track. Or what's it called? Speed Track? Racetrack, yeah. Jersey Racetrack. Then we go down to Miami, and then we all finish up in the finale to show off all the tracks and all the things we've done. Points lead up right here. Little Eagle Speed Dome is the finale of all our event. That goes by Indy, the NASCAR Crew Color Series, and the Truck Series. It should not be hard at all, but, you know. Up next, we'll be talking to one of our famous guests, Harvick here, telling you his chances on thinking of winning this whole event and more. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. Okay. Alright, forget the 5 minutes. We're going. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, if you're still listening in, we are having our new special guest coming on stage. Meet Harvick. Alright, how you doing, Harvick?
Yeah, I'm good.
So, how you think you complete with all these other tracks and all these other drivers out here today? What'd you think about this next week coming up?
Well, for the next week, it's going to be a nice track. It's going to be very difficult turns. The thing is that you get the turns dialed in. Make sure you don't get the cars not too tight. Make sure the car is perfect. All that things.
Yeah. So, who's you really? If you had a rivalry, who would it be mostly?
Most rivalry.
Yeah. Like you must, like, if you were going into this competition and anybody tried to take your podium, what would you probably do the most? Try to get that draft in the outside, the inside, somewhere in between?
Mostly the inside.
What do you think about the other tracks coming up after that? How would you shape yourself up better?
Well, the road course are some tricky tracks. The road pools are pretty easy. Road course is not that easy to dial in. You got to get the turns right.
So, yeah. So, what do you think about the finale races? We go up to New York for New Jersey Speed Racetrack, all the way down to Miami, then back all the way up here. How would you think about competing yourself for the finale? Do you think you can hold all those points in the finale, or can you keep pushing that off to the end here?
I probably can hold on. I probably can hold on to the points.
You kind of have to fight. If you maybe can you try to, like, if your fans were like desperately. How do you think your friends would react if they started seeing, or would react to doing this more?
Well, the fans would be glad to be in the playoffs and go for the championship four in the final race.
Oh yeah. So, how do you think about the new driver being added to this year? Do you think he's got competition with you?
He has a chance to be with a competition with us. He does.
Yeah. He doesn't have the truck, but yeah, I gotta tell you that right now. But yeah, how would you scale yourself to stats and such? Would you go down as the one of the greatest, or would you go down as the one of the worst? If that was your scale.
I'd probably go down as the greatest.
Alright. Thank you for coming on the show, Arvik. I hope you had your time. Anything else you want to say to your fans out there? No? Okay.
Well, not much anything else to say, but...
Well, that's great. So I'm gonna go over to squad now. Just watching audio. Stop stream. Alright, go in the squad. Alright, squad. You on? Squad. Lord. Oh, why is he having this problem? Hey, yo, squad. Okay. You know, I don't know why squad's not responding. I'm gonna get the... Oh, okay, hold up. Alright, squad. How do you feel about this season? Going off. Good. So, they wanted to know, how do you think you can match up with Harvick in the finale? He said he can beat you. How do you think about that? I bet he's trash talking right now. But how would you scale yourself to being to this? How would you think about the new guy being added to this year? Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. How would you so how do you think about the last 3 races being added to this series? The finale 3. Would you think you'll make it, or would you think you're not? Yeah. They're dying to know too. Is how do you scale yourself? Would you be in the middle of this whole pack? You gonna try anything worthy to this point? Try any dive bomb moves or anything? Oh, okay. So, speaking of things, how do you think about the ropes courses about the season? Oh, I bet. I mean, we've learned through... Oh, yes. Everyone has to be driving clean around the track. Everyone has to. Most people would go like, oh, yeah, that's not a big problem. Such. Yeah, it is a big problem in racing. So, and meanwhile, some points, how would you think about when the weather changes is how you react to that? How would you feel if you were in that situation I will be now explaining? How would you... If it came down to the final lap and you had no choice to wreck him, what is your plan? You're behind him at about 100 feet. What's your main objective about 4 car lengths? Would you take him out, or would you keep going and draft off of him? I mean, this is the final lap. Would you... But this is for points and such. This is for the big stuff. I mean, it's kind of getting... If it's the final lap and you got that chance... Yeah, but, you know, it's racing. You can't fix that point. So, what is your main worry about it? Any of the tracks coming up? You have any worries? Any thoughts? Did you think you'll get any of the top 5s, of any of the races? Okay. Do you think you can, do you have any, do you have any other questions for your, lovely fans out there? Any last words? Well, thank you for your time, squad. Alright, you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers are really getting into each other's minds, and all they can think about is getting that win. But if it comes down to the final lap, they won't wreck each other. Well, that story can change any time in a Cinderella story like this. Well, this was Doomsday TV speaking to you clear from the raceway, telling you, stay watching, my friends. Next time, see you next time.